Hello there, and welcome to day 4 of the Dream Business Funnel Blueprint. Today we're going to have a look at webinars. If you haven't watched the video on the top tools to use for your funnels yet, go do that now. In there, I also discuss all the important tools to use to create your webinars. Okay, so there are two types of webinar funnels. You get the automated webinar funnel, and you also get a live webinar funnel. Let's have a look at the live webinar first. Most of you have been part of or at least seen a live webinar funnel. It starts off just like a normal lead capturing funnel, where the traffic is directed to the webinar registration page, similar to the landing or opt-in page. The webinar will be live at a certain date, and you register for that date and time. You fill in your email details and are then directed to a thank you page. The thank you page, just as before, is a valuable place to add something else for them to do. Most important is to at least add ways for them to share the webinar. With some tools like Easy Webinar plugin, you can give them bonus videos, audios, or downloads if they do share. Next up will be your autoresponder series, and this will be to remind them of the webinar at different times. You can decide at what times you want to send these reminders, and you can also send them a worksheet or printable to use on the webinar. This enhances the excitement, and if they do decide to print it off, it's a bigger investment for them in the upcoming webinar, and chances are better that they want to attend. So when it's time for the webinar, you will be on live, and you'll answer questions live on air and also maybe in a chat window. Part of the webinar funnel will be to redirect them to a sales page during the live webinar. Most tools have the ability to have a button as part of the live event page. You can also automatically redirect them when the webinar is completed. This will be part of the sales funnel with all the upsells, thank you pages, and content pages. Your autoresponder series will again send out emails afterwards, reminding them of the replay and the offer. Next up is an automated webinar funnel. An automated webinar is pre-recorded, but it runs just like a live webinar. You can see from the above description of a live webinar that most of these things can be automated. You can have your traffic directed to the automated webinar registration page, and this will look exactly the same as a live webinar registration page. You can have them select the times that they want to watch the webinar or watch a replay straight away. Now you can have different times that they can watch it. It can be more than one a day, but mostly it's best to just have about two in two different time zones. And then the rest of the autoresponder series would kick in just as before. When it's time for the webinar to start, the recording would play in real time, just like a live webinar. This depends a little bit on the software you use. And people can either interact with you via chat or email. And for a real automated webinar where you are not present at all, questions can be sent to you via email. The button to your sales page would be displayed at the scheduled time in your webinar, and you can also redirect them to your sales page and therefore your sales funnel, and then the webinar is completed. Depending on the tools you use for your live and automated webinar funnels, you can also have a hybrid of the two, where you start off live and then play an automated webinar, or end off with live questions. To see which tools I recommend for webinars and the rest of your funnels, make sure to watch the bonus video. Okay, so what do you need? You need a registration page. You need a thank you page. You need an email series. And then you need a link to your sales funnel, a button, or tell them in the webinar. What is your action steps? If you do not have a webinar tool, investigate and decide what tools to use. Create your registration page. Create your thank you page. Create your autoresponder series to remind people of the webinar and again afterwards to follow up. And redirect them from your webinar to your sales funnel. Oh yes, I forgot to say, in the email I have a link to the Easy Webinar plugin, the tool that I recommend. So this tool, or this link, is an affiliate link. But if you do use it, I will set up your Easy Webinar plugin for you. So just if you decide to buy it, just let me know. Okay, so we are coming up to the last installment in this series. Now that you've created your funnel, we're going to talk about how to get your traffic to it. So that will be next up. Speak soon.